Hi friends, this is Dr. Abdequaem Chimthanawala. Today I will discuss the second part of Calcarea skin, and as I always say that there are some uncommon symptoms of some polycrest remedy which we fail to understand and appreciate the symptom. That's why we don't give that remedy for those complaints. In continuation with the skin part of Calcarea, the urticaria of Calcarea, sometimes the urticaria is such an irritating disease. The patient comes with a lot of itching, and the patient has taken a lot of antihistaminics, but there is no change. But this Calcarea has very interesting symptoms of urticaria, and the symptom that you should remember is urticaria air. In cold air it ameliorates. Whenever the patient says there is a lot of itching, burning, a lot of papules are coming on the skin, he goes out in the open air and the urticaria is better. You must think about Calcarea, and of course Calcarea is also a very important remedy. In fact, if there is urticaria and the patient says that open air ameliorates, he goes in open air, he just goes in open air, opens the doors and windows, goes out of his house in open, he feels much better. And this is a very important indication of Calcarea. Open air ameliorates. In fact, Calcarea is one of the very leading remedies for these complaints. Only the remedy for urticaria better in open air. In cases where the patient is doing a lot of cement work or working in cement factories or building materials, that is also very important indication of urticaria of Calcarea. That is urticaria cement. Because of cement there is urticaria. Do think about Calcarea, and very close to Calcarea for this is Cilicia and Rustox also. But Calcarea is also a very important remedy when there is urticaria in relation to cement. That's why when you don't get you don't prescribe a similimum, so the disease becomes chronic, and then you try to take the case and take the history. So Calcarea also is given for urticaria which is very chronic. The patient says, since years I am suffering from urticaria, I have taken a lot of antihistaminics, it is better for some time, again comes back, again I take medicine, again it comes back. So for chronic urticaria. For chronic urticaria also Calcarea is a very important remedy, and urticaria from becoming cold is also Calcarea. Urticaria from becoming cold, Calcarea first, Calcarea, Rustox. Very important remedy. So there are a lot of other symptoms of urticaria in relation to Calcarea, but these 4-5 symptoms which I found very useful, where urticaria is a very important symptom of Calcarea. One symptom of Calcarea that you should remember, that sometimes the patient comes and says that whenever I do a lot of exertion, whenever I'm gymming or whenever I'm shifting my house or table or chair, and whenever there is violent exercise, so urticaria after violent exercise also is Calcarea. Normally we think about remedies like natrium or surinam or artica urans or conium, but Calcarea also is a very important remedy when the urticaria is because of violent exercise. So my dear friends, go home and read Calcarea skin symptoms of urticaria. Those are very important symptoms of Calcarea, and most of the time we miss because there are some specific remedies for urticaria that we normally think about, but not Calcarea. One symptom of Calcarea in relation to condylomata, that is offensive cheese-like. There is excretion says condylomata of offensive cheese-like. Now there are other odors like brine-like, but clinically speaking, the patient will not be able to describe that very properly. Brine-like, but cheese-like is a very important indication of this condylomata-like eruptions, offensive cheese-like Calcarea. And of course, when offensive cheese-like discharge comes, one remedy that you should never forget is Hipparcer. So think about Calcarea and Hipparcer. Now brine-like also is Calcarea, but I have never seen a patient describe that part of Calcarea, so I will not tell you because I am only dealing with what you can see clinically in your practice. That is important for me. Now Calcarea is also a very important remedy for lots of other skin complaints, but what I found useful in Calcarea, that is itching of the skin with the flow of hemorrhoids or itching of the skins with hemorrhoids. Now this again is a very important symptom. You never think about Calcarea in relation to hemorrhoids, but whenever there is itching in the skin with hemorrhoids, do think about Calcarea, and I think that's the only remedy in the Mater Medica. So itching with hemorrhoids. Remember this symptom because again a very rare symptom, and again a very important symptom of Calcarea. Otherwise, you will fail to prescribe Calcarea carb for hemorrhoids. And remember that Calcarea carb skin is very sensitive to open air. It is, or you can say not open air, it is sensitive to air also. So sensitive to air, the skin is sensitive to air is a very, very important indication of Calcarea carb. With this context, you must think about two remedies very important with Calcarea carb is Plumbum metallicum and Ignitia. Yes, Plumbum metallicum, normally we don't think about remedies like for skin symptoms and especially those sensitive to air, but Plumbum met also is a very, very important remedy where the skin is sensitive to air. Now, in relation to warts, now Calcarea carb in relation to warts, there are many of symptoms, and we don't think Calcarea carb because there are other remedies for warts which are very, very specific and good indications, like we have Thoja, we have causticum, nitric acid and Sabina. But Calcarea carb, warts are black. Whenever you have warts which are black in color, do think about Calcarea carb. In fact, only two remedies very, very important when the warts are black: Calcarea carb and Hekla lava. So these are the very, very important remedies for warts which are black, and in Calcarea carb the warts are also bleeding warts, or you can say the warts break open. When the warts break open, my dear friends, I have seen so many cases in my practice that it has responded very well to Calcarea carb. Warts break open, and horny warts. Horny warts also is a very, very important and a very, very red marking symptom of Calcarea carb. And when the word red comes, also think about warts which are red in color. Yeah, red warts also is Calcarea carb. Means if you see black warts also Calcarea carb, red warts also Calcarea carb. But if you see red wart with Calcarea carb, do think about one or two remedies that comes to my mind. First is Calcarea carb, Thuja, Belladonna, Natrum sulph. Of course, belladonna is always there when there is redness of things, and Thuja is also very, of course, Thuja again is a remedy where you have all the symptoms of warts. So Thuja, Calcarea carb, Natrum sulph is important remedy. And as you go in general, it is said in Calcarea carb that warts are suppurating. There are warts which are suppurating. That is also an important indication of skin of Calcarea carb. So my dear friends, these are some clinical symptoms which I have verified in my practice, and I have got good results in relation to skin. So do think about some polycrest remedy in symptoms which are uncommon and not thought of. So I will be dealing those remedies of polycrest where there are some uncommon symptoms which are not taken into account when prescribing, but they are very, very important for a clinical practice. So my dear friends, if you like this video, do share and subscribe. Thank you.